next Saturday, March 16th from Bell Center in Montreal. Tickets on sale this Saturday. UFC.
Cool night, baby.
So I'd like to introduce you to Dana White, president of UFC. Dana, I promise it's going to be much warmer in March.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. Very excited to be back up here in Montreal. We're excited for this fight. It's a long time in the making. This is the fight that George St-Pierre wanted. We couldn't say no to George. So, basically, this is a welterweight tournament. We got 6 of the top 10 welterweights fighting on this card. Obviously, the main event, Nick Diaz versus George St-Pierre for the title. We got Condit versus McDonald and Ellenberger versus Hendricks. We just added to the card Mike Ricci and Freak Show Fletcher. Who's got the first question?
When George asked you to fight Nick, did you have any reserve? Did you think about saying no to him? You will fight Johnny Hendricks, you will fight Anderson Silva.
Right. You know, obviously, if you remember the lead up to George's last fight, you know the fight that I was planning on making after that. But George St-Pierre has been a great guy, great champion, been great to this company, and if he says he wants another fight, then, you know, then we'll try to make it for him. We know Nick wanted a fight, so it worked out.
And one last question. The last time UFC was here, in November, it was the smallest crowd for the 5 times here at the Bell Centers, 17,000.
Yep.
Were you disappointed, and will you do something to have more people this time around?
No, you know, we do so many fights a year. You know, if we did 9,000 people, I'd have been disappointed. But it was still a great event, and like I said, we've been here 5 times, and we've been to Toronto a bunch of times, and we've been, you know, just about everywhere in Canada you could go. So it was still a successful event. What was the gate for that? Yeah, we did 3.1 million at the gate. The day I start bumming out about 3.1 million, it'll be a weird day.
Question for Nick. Over here, Nick. After your last fight against Condit, you said some things in the cage where maybe you felt like not fighting MMA anymore. What made you decide to come back and keep fighting?
I didn't think that I'd be getting this fight. I figured, you know, they'd probably stick me back, you know, stick me with some hard fights for a while. I gotta work my way back into the fights I want, and the things that I want in life. I think just the way I looked at it is I need some time to see things out. You know, I don't know. I can't really say much about that. You know, but I mean, I'm a fighter, and then you put the right fight, I'm gonna be fighting. So.
Why did you decide to bring this fight here in Montreal? George has fought a lot here in Montreal. Why did you decide to do it again here?
Because Tom's greedy. He wants all the fights up here, man. It makes sense, you know. It makes sense to come back here with George. Just like we were just saying, you know, the question was just a second ago, were you bummed out at 17,000 people? It was a $3.1 million gate. It's a hot market. You know, it's a great venue. I was just saying right when we walked out here, the thing about Montreal, you know, this place is a destination. It's a place that's fun to come to, even when it's 28 below zero. It's a great place to come visit, so it never sucks coming up here.
George, can you just take us through the reasoning why you decided to call for this fight? It sounds like it's your decision to go after Nick Diaz. Why?
Well, it's different. Different reason why. Different reason why. First, Nick and I were supposed to fight before, and this is the fight that everybody wanted to see. This is the big fight that people wanted to see. People wanted to see this fight more than me fighting any other guys. And my other option was Johnny Hendricks. And Johnny Hendricks, when I watched the fight with Josh Koscheck, according to me, I believe Josh Koscheck should have won that fight. So I didn't want to fight a guy that lose to me to a guy that I beat. And I think for me, Nick Diaz is #1 contender. He's proved himself many times before, and there is a story between us. It's a big fight everybody wants to see. Nick wanted to have that fight for a long time. I want to have that fight for a long time. Now it's time to do it. And when it's time to do it, you have to take the opportunity and do it.
Quand la championne féminine du côté UFC a dit à la conférence de presse qu'elle trouvait bien cute, mais que tes combats, elle les trouvait malheureusement plates, tu comprends? Quand la première fois on te confrontait à cette question-là, tu tes impressions, toi, comment tu as réagi?
Ben, le fait qu'elle me trouve de son goût, je suis vraiment flatté. Vous pouvez dire que c'est une très belle femme aussi. C'est juste ça que j'ai à dire.
It sucks we missed that whole conversation.
He asked me what I
give us the cliff notes of that one.
Ronda Rousey said something about me that I didn't know because I don't go on the internet or read this. She said, what she says, I don't know. Yeah, but I said it's very flattering to her to say that I'm a good-looking guy, and I said I want to say she's a very beautiful woman as well. Well, the thing that I like about Nick Diaz is a very exciting fighter, and I know when I'm gonna fight him, he's gonna make the best out of me come out in the octagon. He's gonna push me to the edge, and that's what I appreciate. He's gonna make the best out of me come out. I'm gonna have to give it all. I truly believe he's the #1 contender now. I believe he's the man to beat in my division, and I want to be a champion. I want to fight the best guy. I don't want to fight the #3 I want to fight the guy who's ranked the best. And I believe the best guy right now it's Nick Diaz. You know that's truly what I believe.
You know,
just for the record, they test for everything here.
I don't know. Okay, well, that's good to know too. But no, I
chance we have a season of The Ultimate Fighter in Canada.
Working on that, yeah. When's that happening, Tom? The end of this year.
Bon, ben là, tu vas en fait décider à mettre ton adversaire KO si tu vas juste donner ton minimum.
C'est pour moi la question, ça. Je donne toujours mon maximum, mon ami, puis c'est pas facile d'être dans la cage. Sûrement que tu n'as jamais embarqué dans un octogone de ta vie, mais tu vas essayer. Ça fait une expérience of a lifetime.
Bien dit, George.
En anglais?
The guy says, "Are you gonna decide to put the guy in knockout for once, or are you just gonna do your minimum?" I said, you should try to step in the octagon and try it for your own.
What a dick!
See how
All right, we'll do one more fan question.
You fucked it for us.
I didn't know where.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Just wondering, there's a lot of ifs to my question, but if George wins, Johnny's obviously probably the next in line if he wins, but if he loses it and Rory looks fantastic, I know they don't want to fight each other, but I think especially people like fans of Montreal, fighters, tri-star fighters, they probably want to see that fight. So is it a case of anything in your power to make that fight happen, or if it's...
Rory McDonald and George?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while, where they're saying they won't fight each other. I haven't heard that in a while.
Well, that's the case, but last press conference we were here, they both said they wouldn't. Rory especially said he wouldn't do it. So, is it a question of showing him his George's bank account, or is it?
Yeah, that would help. Yeah, listen. When two guys are in the same weight division, and you have a guy like Rory that's coming up, it's no different than what Nick Diaz said 2 minutes ago, or any other guy who's here. He wants what George has. You know, a lot of stuff comes along with that belt. You know, there's a lot of things that come along with that belt. It's a good thing to have that. And I mean, if you're not in it to prove that you're the best in the world, and there's been lots of guys who were friendly or friends or trained together at one time that ended up fighting each other because he wants what the other guy has. He wants to be the #1 guy in the world. He wants to be the world champion. And that's something that Rory McDonald needs to decide. I don't even think that's a decision for George. You know, George is the guy sitting there on top. He's the king. He's got the belt. And Rory's going to decide whether he wants that or not. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you coming out today. We'll get this stuff out of here, and I'll square these guys out for a photo op.